Are you feeling stressed or stuck in a creative rut? Procreate isn't just a tool for art, it can be a way to unwind and relax. In this video, I'll show you 5 relaxing and fun activities you can do in Procreate that will bring calm and creativity into your day. Hi, welcome back to Haley K Studio. I'm Haley and I like to create Procreate tutorials for beginners. And sometimes all you need is a little creativity to unwind, but sometimes you don't know where to start. Today I'm sharing 5 relaxing things that you can do in Procreate to calm your mind and spark your imagination. These are perfect for beginners and those with some experience in Procreate, and I'm only going to be using the tools that Procreate is already equipped with. So let's go ahead and get started. The first one I want to show you is super simple, but it's so mesmerizing and relaxing. We're going to create digital spirographs. So if you remember those super mesmerizing circular patterns that you had little plastic toys that you would make into these circles and they were called spirographs, well, Procreate's radial symmetry tool lets you create intricate designs effortlessly, and they look just like the spirographs that we used as kids. So let's go ahead and set up our canvas in order to do that. So first we go to actions and then canvas and drawing guide, and then we'll hit edit drawing guide, turn on the symmetry tool. So we'll tap on symmetry and then options, we can change it to radial symmetry, and then you'll need to turn on rotational symmetry and make sure that assisted drawing is turned on. And just so you can see it a little bit better, I can turn up the drawing guide here, but that won't really matter in the long run as we create our illustration here. So this is just the drawing guide. To create my spirographs, I'm just going to use the monoline brush, but I'm using this copy of the monoline brush that I created, and I created it so I can increase the streamline and the stabilization. I've increased this streamline to 86% and the stabilization to 54% because I feel it creates smoother lines, and feel free to do that when you're creating this project. So I have this color palette that I'm going to be using throughout this video. I've just called it the Peaceful palette. I've linked this one down below so you can use it as well. It's very peaceful colors. So I've just got my monoline brush and I'm just going to set it to about a medium size, and I'm just going to show you some freeform ways you can create these spirographs, a lot of loops and swirls, and I'll just show you a couple different examples of what you can do. So I could keep doing this forever. It's super fun to watch, but just experiment with colors and line thickness and make it just unique. It's so satisfying to see the patterns come to life. So next, let's try a Zentangle doodle. A Zentangle is a meditative art form that uses structured and repetitive patterns to create an intricate and abstract design. Typically is drawn with black ink on white paper. We're just going to use Procreate for this on a white canvas, and we'll just use black and then our monoline brush again. This emphasizes relaxation and mindfulness, making it accessible to artists of all skill levels. So the focus is on the process and not perfection, and it just encourages creativity and calmness, and the repetitive patterns are very, very soothing. So let's go ahead and make a couple together. So I still have my monoline brush selected. I'm going to change it to about a medium size, and I am going to make sure that I have a black selected. So I'll just go to the value to make sure that it's a true black here. You can see that it's a true black because the hex codes are just all zeros, and I'll go ahead and make the first one. So there's no right or wrong way to do this. You just let your hand flow naturally. You are okay with little mistakes, especially with Procreate. It's a little less precise than pen and paper, but you can definitely do Zentangle in Procreate, and it's super relaxing, very repetitive, but that is in a good way. For a soothing creative project, let's make watercolor shapes and pair them with some black line art designs. I love making line art designs because it allows you to be creative without too much creative effort, if you know what I mean. So sometimes you want to create something, but you don't want to have a whole lot of pressure put on yourself to make something detailed and multi-layered. Sometimes you just want to get shapes on a canvas. So that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to start off by making some watercolor shapes and then using the monoline brush with black selected again and making just a floral shape on top of that. So I want to start off by creating that watercolor shape. So to do that, I'm going to go to the brush library, I'm going to go to the water tab, and I'm going to choose wet sponge to start. And I will choose colors from my Peaceful Color palette. I'm just going to start off with this pink here. I want to create a closed shape, and I'm going to use my selection tool to help me with that. So I'm just going to create an ellipse here. It doesn't matter where it goes because we can move it to the center once we've completed it. And with that wet sponge to a medium, larger size, I'm going to focus a lot on the edge and make it very heavy on the edge so it looks kind of like an orb. And we can even switch to wet glaze. Wet glaze is another nice built-in kind of watercolor tool, and you can get it a little bit heavier and kind of create like an orb shape. It kind of looks like it's a sphere. So now I'm going to turn off that selection tool and I'm going to just center that. And now we have a really pretty circle that we can add some line art to. I'm just going to choose my black again, and I am going to go back to my monoline brush, and that is in the sketching tab. I'm just going to create some floral designs on top of this just to create a really pretty illustration. I'm going to change my monoline brush to about 30%. There's our first one. It's just a broadleaf branch with a little bit of what looks kind of like lavender branches. I like making these, and so I'm gonna make another one because they're just so pretty and they're just so fun to make. So I'm just going to turn that one off and let's make another one. We're gonna make another little orb to have that on top of. So I will add another ellipse here, and I'm just gonna do that process again. There's another really pretty project that you can make, and you can make each one of them unique, different floral motifs. This is a great way to unwind and get creative. So now let's try some continuous line drawing. This is a simple and elegant exercise, and it's great for focusing your mind. So choose the monoline brush again, and you can do continuous line drawings of absolutely anything. You can choose a friend, you can choose a pet. I'm going to do butterflies today. You can totally do this by looking at a reference photo and then just following that by eye, or you can take a reference photo and do it and kind of trace over it. That's totally fine too. So let's try both ways. So I'm just going to add a picture to my canvas. So I'm going to go to add, insert a photo, and then here in my reference photos, I just have an image of some butterflies. I'm just going to make this big. I'm just going to isolate one. I am going to grab this guy and I'm going to cut and paste him out so I can hide all these ones, and just make this big so I can follow his shape to create my continuous line drawing. And I will turn down the opacity of that photo. I'll add a new layer above that, and I've got my monoline brush selected, and you just want to choose a thickness to your monoline brush that you're comfortable with, and then just in a free-flowing way, create a line drawing filling the entire area of the butterfly. And you can do this as simple or as complicated as you want. So let's just try a simple one to begin with. So that was a simple continuous line drawing of this butterfly. And like I said, it's just a creative exercise. It's the exact shape of the butterfly and it's very simple. It's just the outline. Don't feel like you have to be overly complicated, but go ahead and try that if you'd like. So let's do a couple more. I'm just going to make some butterfly shapes, just knowing what a butterfly looks like. Another simple butterfly line drawing. Another thing you can do is you can use the symmetry tool to make sure that both of your sides are symmetrical. Since this is just a fun artistic exercise, you can do absolutely anything you want and how you want to do it. And using this guide is totally okay. So we'll go to Canvas and then Drawing Guide and Edit Drawing Guide and turn on Symmetry and just keep it to the vertical symmetry. Have assisted drawing on and then tap on Done, and now you can use that to have two exact sides to your butterfly. Completely free form, but it makes it so nice because it's completely symmetrical. So lastly, I just want to do a fun and lighthearted activity, and I'm just going to create some random shapes and then put little kawaii style faces on it. And you know I love kawaii art, so this is definitely within my wheelhouse of what is gonna relax me because I find it fun and quirky, and being relaxed also includes having fun. So I'm just gonna create some random shapes and put some faces on it. Let's go ahead and get started with that. So with our color palette, let's just give us a background color just by filling the screen. And then I want to use the artist crayon just to make it a little more whimsical. I kind of like the artist crayon, and we're just going to choose a couple of these colors from the Peaceful Color palette, and I'm just going to turn up the size of the crayon and just create some nice blobby shapes. So just to create a little bit of depth, I'm going to duplicate that layer. I'm going to turn on Alpha Lock, and then I'm just going to fill it with some black. And then I will make a Gaussian blur on that just to make it look like a shadow. And then I'll move that down so that it kind of makes those little guys pop. So now there's a little bit of dimension to this, and that's just a personal preference in making this project. It's not necessary that you do that, but it also gives you a chance to kind of fill these in a little bit more if you want to do that. So back to that black, I'm just going to go back to the monoline brush, and I'm gonna make some faces on these guys just for a little bit of whimsy and a little bit of fun. So this process is whimsical, it's perfect for lifting your mood, and plus the results are really cute. You can do so many different faces on these guys. I hope you like this one because this one's just lighthearted and fun and do the silly and fun things. So these were my 5 relaxing things that you can do in Procreate to wind down and feel a little bit more at peace These projects utilize a lot of peaceful repetition, and they can be done as often as you like or need. Which one are you excited to try first? Let me know in the comments below, and I hope you do try these. I hope you find them to be relaxing. So now that you've learned these projects, you'll definitely want to try my other videos where I share using Procreate's built-in features only, and I've linked that playlist in the screen. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I really do hope to see you in the next one. Bye!